Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a massive update for Counter-Strike 2 that has just dropped. From an incredible rework of terrain, to a bunch of changes to Overpass, to the additions of all new maps, as well as a potentially game-changing update to damage prediction. There's a ton of patch notes to cover, so let's jump right into it and examine the main changes. First up, let's talk about the big talking point of this update, the terrain rework. Terrain has been an iconic map for a long time, known for its long sightlines and complex angles. Throughout the history of CS, terrain was all about tight corridors, tons of cover and multi-level engagements that forced players to master quick peeks and playing or reacting to a rather elusive playstyle. But with this update, Valve have completely overhauled the map, most likely changing its feel entirely. The most noticeable difference? It's been massively simplified. Where the original terrain had a cluttered feel, with lots of small props and obstructions where it could seek cover, this new version cleans up a lot of those elements. The sidelines are cleaner and there's generally less clutter to hide behind. Well, the rework feels more refined, where for instance on A side, one entire terrain has been removed, the heaven position is no longer accessible. The terrain next to Ivy doesn't allow for any elusive playstyles anymore, since its backside has been walled off and you can only peek from one side, and the terrain in front of A main has been slightly angled, which provides a lot more cover for Ts pushing out of A main, while simultaneously making the A side a lot more open. And last of all, the ladder from showers to Pop Dog has been removed, and instead there's now a stairway leading to it from the area in front of B. With this new level of openness, you get a better flow and angles that are less punishing, especially for new players learning this map, while still offering depth for more experienced players. The last big highlight is the visual overhaul. Valve have given terrain a brand new look and it's simply stunning. They've set the map at night and there's this ambient rainfall that really adds to the vibe and actually makes certain areas, like the LA from T-spawn to Ivy, or city spawn, feel pretty cozy. Overall, in my opinion, the new terrain is more intuitive, visually appealing, and full of clean angles to challenge from or hold, while still retaining that classic terrain feel. And again, it simply looks amazing now. Moving on to Overpass, another classic map that's received quite a few updates of its own. After Overpass has been removed from the map pool in favor of Dust 2, the map hasn't seen many updates yet. The main issues back then were performance issues, especially in the B water areas, and like in the original terrain, a lot of unnecessary clutter. First of all, they improved the performance around the B side by mainly drying up 99% of all water present in B short, behind the bombsite, and also at jail, which probably makes for less particles whenever there are some nades going off in the vicinity. There are two more noteworthy changes on B though. For one, they put a wooden plank in front of the shelf at heaven, which should make it look less like a player is holding you from there. If you've ever played Overpass, you're most likely familiar with the sudden jump scares or confusions the shelf used to give off. And for two, they did some decluttering by removing a concrete block next to the cement bags on B short, which makes for a lot cleaner movement, but removes the ability to self-boost on the cement bags, which is a trade-off I gladly accept. They also cleaned up a prop behind the barrels on B, improved the collisions on the barrels, and added a light above them, which drastically improves visibility should a player be playing from Toxic. Lastly, the railing in heaven has been partially removed, allowing you to drop down without needing to jump. However, with the water underneath it being removed as well, you need to be careful where you land. Anywhere on the pile of trash right in front of it is fine, as you won't take any fall damage, but anywhere else will deal about 6 HP of damage, which you obviously want to avoid. Going towards the A side, the first noticeable difference is the cleaned up space below the truck on the bomb side, which makes players' legs more easily visible should someone be playing there. On Party, they removed a small fence that used to be right here, which used to mess with visibility and made it unnecessarily more difficult to fight engagements towards Party from short, toilets and connector. And last of all, the general decluttering effort also didn't spare the A fountain and A long areas, where some props were removed, like for instance the bench on long which used to be right there, And for what I assume to be performance and visibility efforts, the fountain itself doesn't contain any water anymore. Quite a few more props have actually been removed to aid visibility in the A areas, but due to a lack of before and after image resources on my part, it's impossible to find out every single change mentioned in the patch notes, so sorry for that. Anyhow, I think Valve putting that much effort into Overpass can only mean that they are planning on bringing the map back into the map pool eventually, which is awesome, since the main issue with it in CS2 has always been poor performance, while the gameplay parts itself, in terms of balancing and so on, have been top notch. My own little theory is Valve removing Dust 2 again, once Overpass is ready, maybe even alongside the rumored minus Vertigo plus train change after the major, alongside another huge change of either minus Mirage plus Cache in 2025, or simply plus Cache and plus Cobble to make for an all new 9 map pool. Now let's talk about a technical improvement that's going to have a massive impact on gameplay: the updated damage prediction system. This might seem like a smaller technical update on the surface, but it has the potential to become one of the biggest quality of life improvements CS2 has seen so far. In the early days of CS2, damage was calculated and confirmed by the server before being displayed to you as the player. This is where their initial slogan, "What you see is what you get," came from. Basically, if you landed a shot on an opponent, there was a slight delay before you'd see any damage effects or feedback, since the server would confirm the hit and only then would your client update to show the damage effects. But with this new update, Valve have introduced an option for client-side damage prediction that skips the part where you have to wait for confirmation of the server before you'll see the damage effects on your client. This means when you land a shot, the effects now play almost instantly on your screen based on your own client's prediction. And the result? A much more responsive experience where you get immediate feedback without having to wait for server confirmation. However, if there are so many upsides, then why haven't Valve just implemented this as their default method in order to cut down on the delay of the damage feedback? Well, if you enable this kind of damage prediction, you might actually, quote-unquote, kill an opponent on your screen, where the headshot effect plays and the ragdoll animation starts and whatever else, but a few ticks later it's actually you that got killed while your opponent gets back to life. These instances can happen if the server receives shots from different players at roughly the same time and has yet to calculate who killed whom first, while both clients will predict that they killed their respective opponent. Of course, as I just mentioned, the server still has authority regarding all damage dealt in the game to prevent any kind of desync issues. But this client-side prediction essentially reduces the visual delay of damage effects, making the game feel smoother and more intuitive. It's one of those changes that might be subtle, but has a huge impact on the feel of the game. So there you have it, a deep dive into the latest Counter-Strike 2 update. If you did enjoy this video or find it helpful in any way, you can leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more CS content by clicking on the icon to your left or on the video to your right. For more content, YouTube thinks you're likely to enjoy as well. If you have anything on your mind, you can hit me up on Discord or in the comments below. As always, have a nice day and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!